What illegal things are so common they seem legal? It is illegal to honk a car horn anywhere in New York City for non-emergency situations. The penalty is a $350 fine. Speeding, I was parent-taught for driving, and my parents told me it's okay to be 5 over, but not 10 over. Driving with dark-tinted glass. You see it so much that so many people don't realize that a lot of states have a legal limitation to how dark you can tint them. Cops don't really enforce it, but they can use it as a reason to pull you over if they wanted to. Lemonade stands. In a lot of states, it requires a permit to have one. Littering, sadly. Sending somebody pictures of your private parts without their consent. I think a lot of people don't know it's illegal, but you could actually report it to the police. Hanging things from the rearview mirror. Well, in my town the underage usage of marijuana isn't exactly frowned upon anymore. Me and my group often just chill at the park and smoke. The cop that's a quays down there issued us a very stern warning: you can smoke, but none of you are driving until you check with me, and as long as we check in and pass a coherence test we're good to go. IDK why it's so lax, but I'm not complaining. Not wearing a helmet while riding your bike. At least in Croatia. Holding a salmon suspiciously. Us Brits have the best laws. Jaywalking. It's extremely enforced in Europe, and it actually applies to USA road law. On a multi-lane road, the rightmost lane is for cruising, and the left lanes are for passing only. It's not enforced here because literally everyone breaks this law, and cops can't do shit about it. That's what I understand about it, anyway. Traveling in basketball. It is illegal to die in the Houses of Parliament. Can just imagine an MP dying of a heart attack being dragged out by their legs. In the UK it's illegal to be drunk in a pub. Section 12 of the 1872 Licensing Act stipulates that every person found drunk on any licensed premises shall be liable to a penalty. Using a phone whilst driving. Telling employees not to discuss their pay. Wage theft. Escort services advertise in the phone book. Hard to imagine drug dealers doing the same thing for very long. Here in California, when you make a right turn, you have to turn your own lane closest to you. You cannot swing out into the middle or left lane. Also, you cannot change lanes in an intersection at it. You can change lanes in an intersection in California. My apologies. There's an old blue law in Ma, the state I grew up in, that if you ride a horse to school, the school is obligated to stable it for you. During my freshman year of high school, a senior decided to do exactly that. He lived on a horse farm and was an experienced horseback rider, so he showed up one day on a horse with a copy of the old law in his pocket. The horse was tied up in the athletic field all day, and all gym classes were held inside. To this day, it's the best senior prank I've ever heard of, let alone seen myself. It's pretty common around where I live for people to go with the flow of traffic, even if everyone is speeding. I've driven in some areas where pretty much everyone around me was going 75 to 80. People will even argue that cops will not pull you over because it is safer if everyone is just going with the flow. That is not true. They can and will still pull people over. In France, it's illegal to be in a public place, street, garden, etc., with less than €0.98 in your pocket. It's called vagrancy. I didn't know weed was illegal until I was 12 because everyone in my area had some randomly growing in their garden, and I just thought nothing of it. Pirate Bay. Politicians taking bribes. Weed. Watching porn before you're 18. In Maryland, it's technically illegal to spit on the sidewalks. It should be enforced more. Spitting everywhere is gross. In Florida, everything is legal. Hatch Act violations. Not wearing a helmet while riding a bike. Every time I see a person throw a lit cigarette out the window and it sparks on the road. I only recently found out that's not actually legal, at least near me, yet I have seen that happen so many times. Adultery in 20+ states in America. Movies and TV shows on websites like Putlocker. Possessing a permanent marker in public is completely illegal in many places in the UK. Kinder eggs. Speeding to match the flow of traffic. Shoplifting. Working retail taught me that everybody everywhere does it. Whether it's a Slim Jim or a fucking TV, people will take it. It's gotten so bad that I see somebody and immediately think, what are you going to take today? Sweet old deaf couple? Thieves? Weird dude that stops by every day just to talk to random employees? Thief? Young couple with newborn sleeping peacefully? The baby is the ringleader of the whole operation.